saha nāvavatu, saha bhunaktu, saha viryam karvavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all of us be protected, may all of us be nourished. May all of us do work with bravery. May all of us be enlightened by light of knowledge. May there be peace, peace, peace alone. I hope you guys can hear me well. I already got a confirmation that you can see me properly. Can you also hear me well? Okay. So welcome everyone. So we already have been exploring mantra meditation techniques in past couple of sessions, and today is a continuation of the same. So what is mantra? Mantra is a tool that we use when we meditate to keep our mind at one point, focused at one point. Without having an anchor, it is very difficult to keep attention at a single point. And we also discussed the traditional meaning of the meaning of the word mantra itself, and how it gets its power, and a lot of other aspects of mantra. But today we are also going to see another tool that we can use in our meditation, that is not just a mental anchor, but also gives us a physical anchor. So a lot of people need some kind of physical sensation to stay grounded when they close their eyes, when they start these kind of practices, internal practices, So in yoga, the whole system of yoga is divided into two parts: the antaranga and the bahiranga. So external part and the internal part. When somebody gets involved into internal aspects of the practice, a lot of people need some kind of grounding. So today we are going to see another tool which can help us physically have some sensation to stay grounded in reality. And we specifically will be looking at something called a japamala. It's okay if you don't have this, because we will also see how we can count mantras only by using our fingers. So that is the subject that we are going to see today. And there are other things also that I wanted to discuss. So probably after the session, if we have time, we can discuss those things. Like a lot of questions often are in this pattern, like I have been meditating for so and so many months and so many years, but I don't see any progress. Recently there was a discussion also where it was something around how do we translate the feelings that we have during our sessions on the mat into our life. And then there is also a related question like, how do we measure if we are progressing? What is the yardstick of measurement of our progress? So those are some important questions. Another question that is also related is, how do I stay motivated for my practice? So these all questions are related and has been answered when somebody starts on the yogic path. When somebody starts yogic path, when I say, it also includes meditation. Meditation is the 7th part of the yoga system. So when somebody starts in the yogic path, in the very beginning of yogic literature, all of these questions are answered, and there are proper techniques of understanding your progress, building or keeping motivation and all that stuff. But we will do that later once we finish our today's topic, which is mantra with japamala. And if we don't get time today, maybe in some other session, we can do that. Now, about mantra meditation and about this mala. This technique, using a japamala to count the number of recitation of mantra, is not something new or not something specific to a particular culture. A lot of cultures have the use of japamala. But essentially what this is a particular kind of bead put together on a string, and there are total 108 beads in the actual loop. And then there is a extra bead, which is also called Sumeru or bindu. You can see this is the extra bead. So when you have closed your eyes and when you are chanting, then this blocks your progression. Like you are chanting like this, you are slowly moving the beads, and this Sumeru or the bindu, the extra bead, basically is protruding out of the loop, and it blocks your progress. So you know that, okay, you have completed 108 recitations of the bead. Yes. And then there are different kinds of beads which are used for different purposes. So in Sanatan Dharma, there are 3 different kinds of beads that are used. One is Tulsi, which is associated with Lord Vishnu or Krishna, because Tulsi is an incarnation of his wife Lakshmi. And then there is Rudraksh, which is associated with Shiva, because Rudraksh is supposed to have originated from the tears of Lord Shiva. And then there is Sphatik or crystal, which is used for any mantra, if you are chanting, which are associated with Devi or the mother goddess. So this also has significance of what kind of bead is used for what kind of purpose. Now, how to hold this when you are doing the chanting? So there is, so you have to make a loop out of your ring finger and thumb, and the mala should pass through this, and the ridge which is formed when we connect our ring finger and thumb, this ridge, this is where the mala should land. Okay, and the movement of beads has to happen with the middle finger, like this. You can simply slide it one after another. The first finger is not supposed to touch the mala. The first finger is considered to hold negativity, and I mean, in general scenario also, whenever we are very angry or when we want to blame somebody, this is the finger that we use. So this is generally associated with negativity, and that's why we keep it away from the mala. So that is about holding it and how to rotate the mala. Another thing is, when you are rotating, suppose you want to do 2 rounds of this mala. So 2 times 108 number of chants, and you happen to reach the Sumeru. So if you want to continue, you are not supposed to cross the Sumeru like this. You are not supposed to cross it. So what happens is, if you have reached it, then you rotate the mala. If you can see, so I am holding it like this and I rotate it, so that now the Sumeru is in the inside towards my palm, and I am going back in the opposite direction in the mala. This is how you do if you have to count multiple times the same mala. That is another thing. Now, how to hold this? So generally it is generally recommended that you hold the mala at your heart center. The guidance is that you should never hold your mala below your navel center, but heart center is considered optimal, because heart is also associated with emotions, feelings. So when we hold mala near our heart center, it is supposed to also induce the feeling of devotion to the mantra that we are chanting, or the Ishta Devta, or the deity associated with the mantra. So this is the place where we hold it. Okay. And yes, so with all these rules, and there is also, the mala is supposed to be sacred, because it is a tool that is helping us go beyond suffering. This is a tool that is helping us in our meditation daily practice, and this tool is helping us transcend suffering. So that is why we consider this tool with respect. And when we consider it with respect, then there are other rules that get associated with anything that we respect. For that matter, for example, you should not put it on the ground. You should not let this mala touch your feet, right? You should not share a mala. So if you are using a mala with a particular mantra, the mala gets infused with the power of mantra, and you should not share it with others. The person might be using a different mantra. The person may not be at the state where you are in your practice. So all of these things start impacting. You should also not wear the mala that you are using as a ornament. So things that are considered auspicious, important, you try to keep them secret. So you have to store it in your in the area where you do all your practice related stuff. You keep all your sadhana related stuff. So you keep it in that area and keep it in a clean place, wrapped in a cloth, all that stuff. So you might be thinking that there are so many rules associated with it. How do I even start using this? But the thing is, you have to decide for yourself what are the rules that you are going to follow, and you just have to keep following those rules. You don't have to strive to be perfect when you start something, but that perfection gradually will come. So initially when you buy, this is just a piece of commodity that you buy from a market. It has no value to you. And after some time, when you have started using it, gradually you are using it for some time, and you have started seeing changes in yourself, automatically you will get respect for the commodity. You will start looking at it in a different perspective altogether. So all those things that I just now said, all those rules basically will spontaneously start appearing. So don't worry much about it. The main thing is, when you get a tool, you have to use it for your practice. Otherwise, only respect and keeping it sacred and keeping it secret, those things are not going to help. The first thing is to practice, and everything else is secondary. So you practice, you get the benefits, and then all those things, all those reverence, respect and everything automatically will come. So don't worry about that part. Now, if you are not having a japamala with you, then what you can do? So each of our finger has 3 divisions separated by these small lines, right? So you can count on each of your finger with the thumb. Your thumb is the pointer. So you can count 1, move it down, 2 and 3. And this way, if you count all the 4 fingers, it becomes 12. And you have another hand also. So in another hand, same way you can count with the other thumb. And you can reach. I will just put this phone on silent mode. Sorry. Okay. So you can count on one hand with your finger 12, and then on the other hand also you can count. So every time you reach here, end, starting from here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you reach to the end and you start again 1, 2, 3, you increment the other hand by 1. So you completed one cycle of 12 counts. And as you reach here, the 9th mark in your third finger, if you're moving from small to this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 into 12. 12 times you completed this hand for your right hand, and 9 times you completed your left hand. It makes 108. So just by using fingers, you can count up to 108 easily. And if you want to repeat it again, you just reset your left hand finger again to 0, to 1 and start like this. So this is also something you can do. Sometimes you will not have japamala with you. You are traveling, you are on flight or some place where you cannot reach out to your luggage, and you want to do mental chanting, and you have a anushthan, or you have a sankalpa or an obligation to complete certain number of chants every day, then this is the way you do. Okay. So with all that information, I'm just thinking if I missed anything. I told you about how many types of malas are there. I told you about how to hold it, how to move it on your hand, not to cross the Sumeru, not to touch the first finger, and hold it near the heart. Yeah, I think I covered pretty much all the required stuff that you need to know. So we can now get into our meditation. So I will put a timer for 20 minutes and we will chant. So what mantra should we chant? Whatever mantra we have been chanting so far is all, it seems that all of this is associated with Hinduism and maybe, not acceptable. So let's take another mantra today, which is Om Mani Padme Hum. This is a very famous mantra which is used in many Buddhist traditions. So we will take this mantra today and we will chant it with the help of the beads. Okay. Chanting this mantra will not take 20 minutes, but what we will do is we will chant the mantra for the first half of the session, for first 10 minutes or so, until we complete our mala, one round. We are not going to rotate it and do another round, just one round, and then we sit silently observing our body and breath. Okay, that's the meditation. And what we are going to do in this session, there will not be a lot of instructions as such. So we will begin, and you can count using your fingers. If you have beads, you can use your beads, and after you complete 108, then you can just simply sit with your eyes closed with that feeling inside of you. Okay, and we can end together after that. In the beginning, we can do a little bit of relaxation procedure, which is like a prerequisite for getting into meditation. So let's start this. Is there any question so far, whatever we have discussed? Anything, any clarification anybody wants? They can just type in the chat or ask. If everything is clear, we will get into the meditation. Okay. Can you do one thing, please? Can you show me the rotation when you get to the end of the mala? That's all. Sure. So in this session, we are not going to rotate the mala, but for the sake of your understanding, so this is how we hold it. Okay. And this is the finger. The middle finger is how we push the beads. You always, yes, this is also important. You already saw me doing this, but I did not tell explicitly. You always push the bead towards your palm. You never rotate it like this. You never do this. You always push the beads towards your palm. And when you reach the end of the mala, the Sumeru, then you don't push it, but you take the mala and rotate it. So now I have physically rotated the complete mala itself. So this is the same line from where I came up to this point, from this way, and now I am going to go back in this way, right? So again pushing each bead slowly towards our palm, and we go back, and when we will reach here, suppose we reach here, again we rotate. And okay, this is something that you need to do if you are doing multiple rounds of the mala jap. Okay, so let's begin now. Make yourself comfortable. Rock yourself forward, backward, sideways to find the comfortable position, and keep your spine, neck and head erect yet comfortable. You can remove your specs. Close your eyes. Let's take a couple of deep breaths and try to relax our whole body. Deep breath in and out. Another one. And breathe out. One more breath in. And breathe out. Observe your body for a minute. Let your breathing get its natural course. Let's quickly scan our body from top to bottom and see if there is any muscle that needs relaxation. From the top of our head, quickly bring your attention to your face, forehead, cheeks, nose, lips, chin, ears. Bring a gentle smile and let your whole face relax. Relax the back of your head and your neck and throat. Let's quickly move our attention to our right hand, right shoulder, arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm, and fingers. Let our right arm relax, and to our left arm, shoulders, left arm, left elbow, left forearm, wrist, palm, and fingers. Complete left hand is relaxed. Bring your attention to your torso, to your chest, to your belly, to your upper back, lower back, sides, and let it relax. Slowly bring your attention to your right thigh, right hip, right knee, right shin, ankle, foot, and toes. Let the whole right leg relax. And now to the left leg, left hip, left thigh, knee, shin, ankle, left foot, and toes. Our whole body is relaxed. If you have a mala, you can now take your mala, hold it near your heart center. In the loop of your thumb and ring finger, and with each passing bead, we will chant Om Mani Padme Hum. Mentally, let's begin. Or if you don't have a mala, you can just count on your fingers for 108 counts or one mala. Okay. Once you have completed your round of chant, you can just sit comfortably with your eyes closed. Fix your attention at one point, whether it be in between your eyebrows or on the tip of the nose or on your chest or on your breath. Just take one object and keep your attention with that. Join your hands at your heart center. Bring some feeling of compassion in your heart for everyone, not only your family, your relatives, your friends, acquaintances, colleagues, even enemies, even people who are unknown to you, different parts of the world. Feel this compassion. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinaḥ, sarve santu niramayaः, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaśchid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the benefits of our practice be shared by all. May all beings experience some peace, some happiness. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all see good. May nobody ever suffer. May there be peace, peace, peace alone. Now rub your palm against each other and cup your eyes with the warmth in your palm. Slowly open your eyes looking at your palm. Take a moment to just observe how you are feeling at this moment. Okay. Okay, so that was today's session. If anyone wants to share their experience, has any doubt in whatever we have discussed so far, either this session or any of the previous sessions, they can talk now. So if you don't have counting bead and you are going to buy one, maybe, then one thing that you should pay attention to, that on both sides of each bead there should be a knot. So a lot of mala do not have these knots between each bead. So what happens in that case? It's not very convenient to chant. So when you start moving the bead, the string will stay in the same place and the bead will keep sliding on the string. And you will observe is there is a certain portion of the mala where there are no beads. There is only string because all the beads have slid to one side of it. That's not good for chanting. So a proper chanting mala has this structure. Every bead will be tied on both sides so that bead cannot slide without the whole mala sliding. Right? That is one thing you should keep in mind if you are going to get a new mala. Yes, and obviously there should not be any damage to any of the beads. Properly inspect all the beads are proper, there is no damage. That I think everybody will investigate that, because they are paying money, so nobody wants a broken thing. But just that is also not considered good. If your existing mala, do you have a preferred bead material? So it's again depends on what mantra you are chanting. So the mantra, what we have discussed so far, there are a lot of aspects of mantra which overlaps into tantra itself. So, and if you have any knowledge about tantra, if you are following Vajrayana, then Vajrayana Buddhism is a complete tantric practice. So you will definitely have some idea about tantra. But if you don't have, tantra mostly has a lot of deities and energy bodies associated, and you do upasana or sadhana or practice to get the blessings of those deities or energy bodies. And each of these have different preferences of the bead. For example, in the beginning I explained, like Tulsi is something which is very preferred in practices where you are using a mantra which is associated with Vishnu or Krishna. And if you are practicing, for example, in last session we practiced Om Namah Shivaya. So if you are going to take that mantra as your daily practice, and you also want to use mala, then it has to be Rudraksha. Panchamukhi Rudraksha is very common, and also generally most people can use that. So Panchamukhi Rudraksha mala. And if you are taking a mantra which is associated with Devi, for example, Om Krim Kalikaye Namaha. Okay, so this is for Kali. So you will be using a crystal mala. So you might have seen some, crystal mala, you must be familiar already. So they look like glass, but they are not generally glass. They are, how do I explain that? But you understand, get the point, right? So there are different kinds of mala which are used for different purposes. Yeah, that's about that. Okay. So it's already an hour. So let's wrap this up here. And whatever I wanted to discuss about from the next session onwards, we will be doing mantra meditation, silent mantra meditation, and there will be minimal guidance during the meditation. So probably I will just be saying when to start and when to end, and I will be chanting I will be chanting the metta part, the mantra for Lok Kalyan, the public welfare mantra at the end. So that will be about it. But what we have learned, all of us can take any set of practice that they like so far, and just we can begin together and we can end together, and before starting or after the end probably we can discuss some other aspects, like I said in the beginning of today's session, like how can you gauge your progress, how can you make sure that your meditation practice is not something that you only can enjoy when you are sitting on a cushion. How can you make it something tangible in your daily life? How can it encompass your complete experience of wakefulness, right? It's not just something that when you close your eyes, then only meditation happens. I recall from one of the discussions, Nathan was saying that practice is not just what you do on the mat. So yes, that is an integral part. So we can a little bit explore on that side also. Because what we are learning here is not going to help unless we understand the full picture. It will just be an exercise, not a practice, right? So let's progress and slowly move from exclusive, separate exercise to a wholesome practice. That is better. So we will do that in coming sessions. And thank you everyone for joining. Hope to see you all next week. Bye bye.